you cover up all that delicate skin from the sun's UV rays. We want to see you tomorrow, after all.
You and your friends are at a cafe. Alex grabs a handful of creamers and dumps them all into her coffee, one after the other.
Gerald and I had an amazing date last night.
Yeah?
Cedro raises an eyebrow. He added nothing to his own coffee, but stirs it with a spoon anyway.
What did you two do?
Movie night.
Horror, I suppose.
Well, you know how much he loves to be scared. Nightmare on Elm Street, a classic.
I bet he screamed a lot.
Obviously. He loves scary movies, but he can be such a scaredy cat at times.
Alex tries her coffee and grabs several sugar packets to add to her drink.
You know how he is.
You don't know how he is. You don't know who he is, either. Alex notices the confusion on your face.
Oh, right, you don't remember. Your head got busted up when that cashier got loose. Anyways, all you need to do is know that I'm right. Gerald is such a sweetie. I know he's my first boyfriend, but I really do think he's the one.
Cedro looks like he wants to say something, but instead he just takes a long sip of coffee.
It's love. I know it. You guys are gonna be there at my wedding, right?
We wouldn't turn down an invitation, but you know you two aren't going to get married, don't you?
You're always teasing, Cedro. I think you're just jealous that you're not going to be the maid of honor.
Sure. Not because you two have been dating for years now and he still hasn't proposed. You don't remember because of that train crash, but Alex and Gerald have been dating for 4 years.
He's just nervous. Marriage is a big deal, Cedro, especially for people who don't know everything, unlike you. We have this talk almost every single time I bring up my wedding. At least one good thing came out of you surviving that gunshot to the head during that riot last month. This whole thing is new for you again.
Earlier you said it was a cashier, but that's not right, is it? It was a skiing accident. You lost control of one of your skis and slammed right into that Yeti.
You don't remember which one of them is correct. All you can do is struggle to remember the incident yourself.
No, that was something else. Remember, we were at the aquarium. You were telling us about all the different types of fish that were there. Then the Kraken just reached out and slammed our friend against the wall of the tank. I remember because it was a big deal, because Citra wasn't expecting it. And then we had to burn down the aquarium for their poor safety standards. Remember?
I do remember that, but I thought the memory loss came from a different incident. That magic lamp we found, remember? We each made one wish. Alex, you wished to keep your relationship with Gerald forever. I wished to be on time for my meeting, and on the last wish, you lost your memory.
No, that's not it either. It was that one time you came over and I thought you were Gerald. We were playing hide and seek, and I whacked you with my baseball bat.
You ask why she had a baseball bat to play hide and seek.
That's how the game works, stupid. I find you, I hit you with the bat.
That's how Alex plays, anyway. And just so you remember, try not to go over when Alex is having date night with Gerald. That's how accidents happen.
You're fine now anyways. What was it? I don't think it's the genie thing.
What was that incident? Try as you might, you can't remember any of these accidents. Of course, that's explained by your memory loss. But from what? You don't remember feeling any sort of scarring or stitches on your head. You didn't remember Alex, and you didn't remember Cedro. You didn't remember your home, your neighborhood, even your neighbor. You don't remember simple things, like how to navigate the mall. You don't remember your wonderful mayor, or the drafting, or even the sight of cashiers ripping flesh from bone. You only remember waking up.
Not What She Seems was written by Savannah Hernandez and Natalie Kim, and produced by Geometric Mistakes. The narrator is voiced by Natalie Kim. The radio host and little sister is voiced by Savannah Hernandez. Alex is voiced by Music Master, and Cedro is voiced by Jimmy Good. Thank you for listening. If you like what we do, please support us on Patreon.